the open field.
This game will start with a touchback. And Molly, Jackson Dart gets a big weapon back gains. He still leads the SEC in yards receiving, but going the other way. Now they'll run it with Micah Davis to take the direct snap on 3rd down and 1. And the big fella downhill, he's got it.
12 on short yardage and goal line situations. Guy can't be stopped.
They keep it on the ground with Micah Davis. Play action for Dart. Well protected. Floats one. Drops it in, but it's dislodged from Daquan Wright. What a hit by Castell.
The ruling on the field is a completed pass. Personal foul. Targeting. Defense number 14.
Catch.
I don't know about the completion. Now we'll see about the targeting right here. But it looks like right there, number 14, Castile, goes up, kind of launches. Does he hit the head or neck area of a defenseless player? That's
attack to the head neck area, so this should be reversed by the replay booth. And it's an incomplete pass.
Well, it's not something they want to live with throughout this game.
Time still on the play clock to get it off. Davis empties the backfield. Dart scans, shows some mobility, extends the play. Now he'll go down. The Gators get home.
They have 2 defenders in this area. Talks Dart out of it. It's great coverage across the board, and they force the punt.
Wobbly kick from Mazen, and it's short. DK on the run. Good field position. Johnson back. They're saying fully healthy. He only carried the ball a couple of times last week. Here he goes with a stiff arm to the edge. 2nd down and 6. Steps up in the pocket. A pump fake, avoids the sack. Flag down as he scrambles.
There's no foul for a face mask on the play.
Field for 3rd down and about a foot. Johnson, he's got the 1st down.
He doesn't. He has it, but he's very much a pocket passer.
Little zone read here and a jump cut.
To grow a little bit faster and be more comfortable as a freshman.
The toss to the edge for Johnson. Lagway looks that way on the slant. Broke it up. The end over end punt. Micah Davis lets it bounce and it hops into the end zone. Goodness gracious. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line after the touchback and wide open Caden Lee. That's a
very, very quick and very decisive as a route runner.
Bouncing it to the outside, a couple to make it 2nd down and 8. Here comes a blitz. It's picked up. Dart. He's able to find Daquan Wright breaking tackles. He's able to shake off that big hit. He
slot by the tight end and slot receiver.
Right again. Down the sideline. Play action for Dart. Floating right. Sees the sideline. Has an alleyway. Gets bumped out of bounds right at the 1st down line to gain. And the flag comes out.
After the play, personal foul. Late hit out of bounds.
Quarterback draw. Behind the line of scrimmage, Dart goes down.
Offense that has struggled at times this year.
Caden Lee to the 15-yard line.
Right here at the number 3 spot. See if they get him on the move and give him a look.
They're going to run it instead. Bouncing off tacklers and getting turned back about a yard shy. Pounds in the middle of their defensive line. Pegues runs right. Brought down. He didn't get there. A stop on downs for the Gators. So after the takeaway on downs, freshman to freshman, as Jaden Ball fights his way out across the...
That's a tall task.
Jet sweep. Elijah Badger gets loose. Jitterbugging out across the 30.
But they think with the misdirection, they can catch him off guard.
They run it again. Another downhill run. And finding room into the secondary and breaking tackles is Ball. True freshman quarterback, true freshman tailback, and they continue to combine. Lagway play action. Tries to avoid a sack and does. Gets one to the sideline. Oh, what a play by Lagway.
How's able to release it.
Oh, again. And delivered that strike. 7th play of the drive. 2nd down and 8. They fake the end around, and getting tripped up was Jacoby Jackson. Way to throw. Fought off another sack and is able to get the first down, hook up to Elijah Badger.
A home playoff game, depending on what happens in front of him.
Have to win this one, though. Jacoby Jackson. 2 tight ends. They motion DK, but they run it again with Jackson. Over, and yes, we will remain scoreless, and a big 3rd down and goal coming for Florida to open up the 2nd quarter. ESPN's presentation.
Afraid to run him, even though he does have that hamstring issue.
Straight back to pass. Corner of the end zone, Badger. Touchdown.
Absolutely perfect, throwing him open, away from the defender, finding a matchup, and executing with precision against a pressure look called by the Ole Miss defensive staff. Just could not be better executed there by the Gators, and they cash in thanks to the 4th down stop by their defense on the other side. And the progressive pylon cam shows you obviously that Badger got that left foot down.
Dart off play action. Out of the pocket. He's going to take off and run. He's got an alley. And he dives for a first down.
Off and create with his legs.
Out to the bubble. Jordan Watkins. 4-man rush. Dart floats one to the sideline off the fingertips. Dart, maybe that forced the pass to float a bit.
Just a little bit too far upfield as Wright tried to track it, but not the last time on 4th and short.
He takes the direct snap. Fighting. Stopped right about at the line to gain. He's short again, it looks like. Field. Pegues to his left. Got it. Breaking tackle, spinning. Bring a blitz. Micah Davis runs right at the blitz. Play action. Dart well protected. There's the shot you were talking about, Greg, to the end zone. Dropped right down the chimney by Dart to Trey Harris. Welcome back to his big target for the touchdown.
Double post concept. The safety stays just low enough to allow Harris to get behind him. The ball is dropped perfectly over the top. And the strong, big body. Trey Harris, the missing piece to what might be an unstoppable offense. He goes 43 yards over the top on his first catch, returning from the injury, and Jackson Dart has it knotted up at 7.
First and 10 Gators at their own 25-yard line. Play action. Lagway. He's going to take a shot, hoping for Badger.
In the world, but aggressive and physical, so it's not crazy surprising they're matching up.
Draw play here. Montrell Johnson. He is able to bowling ball his way out to the 41-yard line. 63 rushing yards already for the Gators. Now a seam shot. DK! It's off his fingertips. A one-handed pick possible for John Saunders. They're going to call this a pick.
And Lagway trying to sidearm it around Perkins off the hands of DK. But let's see, does it stay afloat? Wow, it looks like it does. Saunders kind of tipping it up to himself with the right hand on the logo. Does it ever touch the ground? It doesn't look like it does.
Or can the Gators get a stop after sudden change? The Gators get a tackle for loss. Play action. Bobbled. Caden Prescore
Keeps Florida's defense on the field.
So they're going with Pegues. They go with the smaller body, and getting turned back is Micah Davis. Snap to Pegues. Is play action a possibility? It is. They fake it to Pegues. Dart to throw on 4th down. Floats one, and he's got it to Jordan Watkins. Play action again. Over the middle, in stride into the end zone. Caden Lee for the Ole Miss touchdown. Terrific concentration by John Saunders Jr. He gets the takeaway. Jackson Dart takes advantage. Caden Lee, his 2nd of the season. The Rebels on top. Lagway, the toss on 1st down. Jaden Baugh. Pete Golding said he's the closest he's had to Quinnen Williams since he left Alabama. Lagway up the middle. He gets sandwiched in. And there's a big third down here. Lagway steps up in the pocket. Dumps it right. He's got a first down and more. Roaming free is Badger. Well into Ole Miss territory. Gets a push from behind now to the 40-yard line. He is stopped there. That's where forward progress is ruled down. Play action. And there's the shot play. Hoping at the goal line.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 28.
Against number 17, DK. And as he goes right by him, that right arm gets up into the face mask of DK's interference, and mistakes like that.
They dump it in the right flat. Jaden Ball fires a cutback lane in the alleyway to the end zone for a Gators touchdown.
Could not be any better. Three guys on the right side of the formation in the back end between a linebacker, a corner, and a safety. They have three blockers out in front, so it's perfect numbers. The progressive pylon cam shows the great block by Damian George, the right guard, on the secondary defender. And nothing between Ball and the end zone as the Gators answer yet again on a perfectly timed call.
Jordan Watkins in motion. Jackson Dart back to work. Swing pass dropped. Florida brings a blitz. It's picked up. So wide open. Out on the edge is Juice Wells.
Try to keep it on the left side of the field. This point forward to the end zone.
Dart well protected. Floats one. Drops it in. Maintaining his balance. Swing pass. Daquan Wright. Cut down. Substitute as well. They fake the screen. Instead, they come back to pre-score and of your screen. As Daquan Wright motions that way as well. Dart across his body. Right at the first down line to gain. It's jarred free.
Gets a catch, and the runner was down prior to losing possession of the football.
They're going to give a catch to Trey Harris.
For 3+ weeks trying to get back. That groin has been a huge problem all year. Lands awkwardly on it. See the right hand down, knee down.
And the runner was down prior to the ball becoming loose. The previous play is in the video review. After video review, it is an incomplete pass. The receiver did not maintain control as he went to the ground. It will be 4th down and 6 at the 16-yard line.
He cannot hit it. Florida back to the ground.
And if now he can't use them with 100% availability, that'll affect his pass rush.
Jacoby Jackson, first down. And they will stay on the ground. And this time, heading east-west. Lagway. Dancing in the pocket. Flags down. And he will go down.
Holding. Offense, number 76. The penalty is declined. 3rd down.
And they're going to play conservatively on the ground on 3rd and 19.
Davis is deep for the Rebels.
And a good kick from Crawshaw. Bounces into the end zone.
Stand, getting the ball out in space is plenty of room to run after catch.
3-man rush, but it still gets through. Forces a check down. And a catch and run for
14-19, 230 and 2 touchdowns. Has him just 143 yards away from passing Eli Manning on the all-time passing list at Ole Miss.
4-man rush. Bullets one to the sideline. In and out of the hands of Jordan Watkins. 3.5 games. Dart over the middle. Incomplete. Flag thrown from the secondary.
Jordan Castile.
Pass interference. Defense, number 14.
This time the low throw is scooped up by Jordan Watkins.
In front of you, if you're Florida, not allowing the big play.
Gators again rush 4. That's batted down at the line, and
Down here at Watkins, he'd be my go-to guy at short yardage.
only a 3-man rush. Swing pass out to Micah Davis. Brought down shy of the line to gain.
Defense.
DK lets it bounce, and it spins back. Well executed. Montrell Johnson. Thrown. And keep it on the ground. They keep it on the ground. Montrell Johnson picks up the first down.
And holding it for a long time is a bad recipe.
They're going to run it again. Want them to run a 4th down play. And now a flag thrown from the secondary for delay of game.
Your quarterback can drop back, throw it as high as he possibly can out of bounds, and then that would extinguish the first half. But he might have just gotten the first down, maybe just a hair short.
As long as Lane Kiffin doesn't call a timeout here, and he won't, that ends the half, and we are tied at 14. Set for the start of the 3rd quarter. We are tied at 14 between Ole Miss and the Gators. 120 yards rushing.
Really had many opportunities to push it downfield so far today.
Gators will start off the touchback to begin the 3rd quarter. Hamstring or no injured hamstring, I'm playing. And he played well last week, and here he is in the pocket and going down.
Make completion and not accept the sack.
2nd and long run to Jaden Ball. Flag down. He gets to the edge. And offensive backfield flag. It's coming back.
Holding. Offense, number 70.
At the mesh point. That play blown up by... Flag went back from his end zone. Sidearms one. DK at least buys the punt group some real estate.
Giving up 120 first half rushing yards.
Jeremy Crawshaw is the NCAA active leader in career punting yards. He can change field position. Barely got that one off. And he didn't do much, but it's muffed! The Gators have a takeaway on special teams. Doubles of the first half. Turnabout fair play as the Gators get a takeaway. They've got the short field. Jacoby Jackson.
Part of that, well, after the whistle curricular, not surprising.
Tunnel screen knocked down at the line of scrimmage.
Definitely a blessing, but Badger's the go-to guy on 3rd down. Let's see if they look in his direction.
They try to set the screen up to DK. He's brought down for a loss. To try and give the Gators the lead. They go right back to what they've been doing, Greg, over the last month or so without him. And they'll run it on 1st down.
The imposing wide receiver on the perimeter.
Play action. Dart steps up. Finds a lane right up the hash marks for a 1st down. Dart avoids another sack. Out of the pocket, scrambling, hit from behind, lassoed down. Field. And Austin Simmons has to come in.
We've seen Austin Simmons, Georgia for a touchdown.
They'll run it here. He came in cold, so they didn't.
Chance to compete for the starting job when Jackson Dart departs.
Pegues on 3rd down, spinning, 1st down and more. Now able to slide over and play for Pettis. Dart back to throw. Long throw outside the numbers.
Looks like it'll be felt more in the red zone than in the field.
Prescorn in the slot right. He runs the seam. Dart goes the other way. He's going to take a shot to the end zone.
John Roberts, the DC for Florida, decided to heat him up at some point in the next 2 drives.
Delayed blitz. Double clutch. There's Prescorn. Dominique Thomas in the game as the tailback now. Play action instead for Dart. He wants the one-on-one again at the pylon.
Trying to win over the top, but look at how the throw is stopping Wells in a perfect spot. If he puts 2 hands up, he makes the catch.
Watkins in motion. Dart looks that way. He wants Watkins. Through his hands and incomplete.
So let's see if he can get home.
Play clock winding down. They get it off. Dart out of the pocket. He's got room to run. He'll tuck it under. Cut back. Short. with the swamp thundering down, 4th down and 1. Pegues driven back.
And Cam Jackson, just a tremendous job. The right tackle, Pettis, right there as well. He reels to the outside. He's got some help.
And a 3rd red zone trip without a touchdown in this game for Ole Miss. They fake the jet sweep, and it's a dive ahead for a yard. Lagway steps up in the pocket, wobbly pass. Lagway out of the pocket, in trouble, and down he goes. Flag thrown. 10 in the SEC in sacks.
Holding. Offense.
Dominated this quarter, and yet they still find themselves behind. And now Jordan Watkins will let this one bounce. Great field position here. They needed a yard. Well, they've got great field position at midfield here. Micah Davis, speed to the edge, flag thrown. Back, holding will be the call.
Holding. Offense.
Center.
1st and 20. Floating pass, finding the soft spot to Caden Lee. 4-man rush. Dart has all day. Out of the pocket, extending the play. He's going to run. Lowers his shoulders and takes on Triquez Bridges. They'll run it here with Dominique Thomas. He gets the 1st down. Backpedaling is Dart. Steps up and goes down.
Right back into Dart's lap and drops him for the sack.
Down to the 25-yard line.
Him in a matchup situation.
Only a 4-man rush. Dart still flushed out of the pocket. Floats one to the sideline, and now it's 4th down. Got it. It's the NFL with college football helmets, basically, right? I mean, you can coach your rear end off. Much like many games in the SEC, we will head tied to the 4th quarter. ESPN's presentation of college football on ABC will return after this message and a word from our ABC stations. This Ole Miss defense.
And negative 9 yards rushing. Really impressive.
I'm going to try and start off the 4th quarter. And they will on the grounds. Jaden Baugh.
2nd down to avoid the 3rd and longs.
Baugh again. He's got the 1st down, and he breaks.
Has actually moved over to the right side of the line here. So anticipate run here again.
And they run that way. And those numbers create. Baugh across midfield.
Big 3rd down, anticipate a handoff here.
It's been all runs on this drive so far. They keep it going, and Ole Miss gets the stop on 3rd down. Play clock down to 0. There's a flag. I'm not sure they called timeout from the sideline to avoid delay of game. Houston, after working with the Patriots, being added to the coaching staff for the Gators. Their special teams has been terrific. Jordan Watkins, fair catch at the 9-yard line to lead the induction ceremony. And that gave me a chance to be here today alongside Greg McElroy.
And Florida just begging Ole Miss to run the football.
They will oblige. Broken tackle. Micah Davis. Big contact. And on 3rd down. Dart. Buried in the backfield. Caleb Banks didn't fall for the fake. Go.
And great job by Banks against the left guard, Coleppo. Now, I'm not sure what Coleppo was thinking. I don't know why he stepped so wide and allowed Banks to run right inside him. Coleppo way too far out to the left. For Ole Miss leads to another punt.
It's their first 3 and out. And Mazin, boy, what a kick from his end zone. Lagway looking back. He's going to take a shot for DK. Lays out and makes the catch.
By DK. Watch how he sets up the defender. Looks his head to the outside. Fakes like he's defensive back. That's so tough for the DB Lewis Moore to be at Florida Gators.
41 yards in all. Gators in business. Montrell Johnson right up the gut. If not a takeaway, Ole Miss needs to hold to a field goal. They fake the jet sweep and instead diving down to about the Montrell Johnson lines up to take the direct snap. DK in motion. They go Wildcat. Montrell Johnson to the 5. End zone. Gators touchdown.
What a play. You run to the bubble, you give the defense trouble, and this time they go with a picture-perfect power out of Wildcat. Big number 77, Harris, gets out and around, blocks Daugherty, the linebacker, set up perfectly by Johnson by being a little bit hesitant before he hits the hole, allows the block to develop and allows the red sea to part. A lot of quarterbacks in college football, though, I'd rather have than Jackson Dart in a situation like this.
And he's going to run it. Straight quarterback run. There goes Jackson Dart. Across the 50. All the way to the 40-yard line. A late flag thrown on the sideline. Erase the play.
And Jackson Dart, just a great job here. He allows Davis to become his lead blocker. He follows it through the hole for a big gain.
Dart launches one towards the end zone. Incomplete. Blitz coming off the edge. Dart under pressure. Down he goes.
Being out has had a huge effect down the stretch for the Rebels.
Mazen with the intentional end-over-end kick. DK, fair catch at the 6. On this defense getting a stop on this series. Lagway from the end zone to throw. Floats one up the sideline. And he hits Elijah Badger for a first down. Why are they snapping the ball early? A handoff here to Montrell Johnson.
Not going to be in the Gators' benefit.
This time they snap it with about 10. It's Montrell Johnson again. Tackle for loss. And a flag down. That might be a horse collar. Tackle on Montrell Johnson.
Horse collar tackle. Defense number 51.
Mistake. I mean, you're stopped behind the line of scrimmage, but the right hand of Harris up around the collar. Up.
Jaden Baugh behind the line. He's brought down here. Screen out to Jackson, and that'll stop the clock.
Ole Miss going to pin their ears back.
They rush for Lagway, well protected. Incomplete for DK. Hunter. Watkins, returnable. Tries to get outside and gets bottled up.
Florida has really picked things up these last couple drives. You've got to get the ball out.
Dart outside. This time
when they're coming.
And it looks like one's coming here. Dart flushed. Lobs one up the right sideline. Incomplete.
Their slot. That's the guy they want to work.
Dart avoids a sack. He's going to try and run for it. He's got it. Draw play. Dominique Thomas. They'll run for it again. And busting into the secondary to midfield is Thomas. Midfield with a first down. Bob Shoes and Greg McElroy. Molly McGrath. Jackson Dart to the outside to Jordan Watkins.
Such a great deep ball thrower. You always got to be mindful that he could throw it over your head if he gets a one-on-one.
Instead, an underneath throw. This time to Caden Lee.
Where you got to be aware of the double move. Maybe fake the hitch, then run right by him.
Dart looking downfield. He is going to take a shot towards the end zone. No one there but Gators. And it's a pick. Bryce Thornton with the interception.
Touchdown. He works the left, and he's got major problems with all that flow working from right to left from the Gators. He throws into triple coverage, gets impatient, and it's easily intercepted by Thornton.
Standing right next to the official on the line of scrimmage. He is set to start calling his timeouts. A 3-and-out for Ole Miss. And Dart gets one more chance. DK in motion. Montrell Johnson. Brought down.
Oh, and it's an indicator of just how much Billy Napier trusts his young quarterback.
They give it to Jacoby Jackson. And that is exactly what Ole Miss had to have. Let's see where they end up with the football. Crawshaw gets it away. Line drive kick. And this is going to sail out of bounds. He didn't hit that one well. Where did it go out? Up the sideline, and they will say at the 34-yard line of Ole Miss.
You get positive yardage on 1st and 10.
Watkins in motion. Blitz coming. Dart avoids a sack. Shakes another off. Down he goes. 45 seconds remaining. 4-man rush. Seam shot. Caught. Out near midfield. Caden Lee.
Be there. You have the hitches underneath. Look how soft Florida's defenders are.
A rolling snap. Flag down. That's going to be a 10-second runoff for the Rebels. Dart can't take a sack. Into traffic. Sideline. Broke it up.
Against the left tackle. He's excellent in one-on-one.
Dart to the sideline again. Is that intercepted by Dijon Johnson? It is. And that will end it. Let's see. This may not be a completed catch. No.
Wow.
After video review, it is an incomplete pass.
4-man rush. Dart. Sidearms one down the sideline. That one is going to be picked. Another miscommunication with Juice Wells.
Curl route, he does. Dart thinks he's going to go behind the defender, but Thornton's there yet again to reel in another interception here in the waning moments to put this game on ice.
And Ole Miss will suffer a similar fate this week as DJ Lagway takes a knee. And Jackson Dart, the first time he has thrown multiple interceptions in the last 2 years. And the Gators pull off another upset. They beat Ole Miss 24-17. And this one looks like it will end any hopes for Ole Miss to make the college football playoff. 24-17 is your final. The Gators over Ole Miss. For Molly McGrath and Greg McElroy, I'm Bob Wischusen. Thanks so much for watching. So long from the Swamp.